Alright guys, now that King's Fall has been beaten, we actually have access to all our arc fragments. In this video, I want to go over what they do and which ones you should run. So just jump right into it. As a refresher, we have Spark of Ions, Spark of Amplitude, Spark of Feedback, and Spark of Brilliance. The first one I want to go over is Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. So if we come up here, I do have a Volt Shot weapon. So if I'm going to get a kill, I proc Volt Shot, I will jolt this enemy, and as you see, I will spawn ionic traces. What is really cool about this is the fact that you're guaranteed an ionic trace because you are always going to put this jolt debuff on enemy with Volt Shot, whereas your other fragment, you only have a chance to generate an ionic trace. If you have a jolt debuff on enemy, you will always get an ionic trace. It is very, very strong, honestly, and obviously a really, really good thing to pair with this is the fusion rifle we got for this season. I can imagine once you get the catalyst for this thing, it is going to be ridiculous. You're just going to be able to kill so many rooms of ads, and I'm very excited for that. Now, a thing to note, it does seem that only the debuff target would generate the ionic traces. As you see, we did kill them with jolt effects, but only a jolt debuff target created the ionic trace. So that is something to note, but you do get guaranteed ionic traces, which will obviously pair extremely well with a lot of builds and the Volt Shot perk or the new fusion rifle. Now, our next one is Spark of Amplitude. So rapidly defeating targets while you're amplified creates an orb of power. So on paper, that does seem to read really good. If we go on and get amplified right here, we can see 1, 2, and I generate 2 orbs because I do have harmonic siphon on. But if I go 1, 2, that was a harmonic siphon. 1, 3 right here while I'm amplified. 4, okay, 5. It seems to be on a timer, like you're kind of on a cooldown of what you can and can't generate. But it does add a few extra orbs, which could be pretty good. I don't think this is going to be a thing a lot of people run unless the orb is just like, you know, like a super base orb, but it didn't seem like it. I think it's just like a masterwork orb. So I don't think I would recommend running this one. Now, our next one is Spark of Feedback. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. I know this is one a lot of people are looking forward to, especially on the Hunter. So if we just take a look at it, our base melee damage is 8,675. But if we come up here and take a melee hit, let's hope we don't die. Go on, melee me. All right, there we go. It is going to actually increase it to 15,181. That almost doubles your damage, which is very, very good. And I can imagine if you're in there in a Hunter, you know, with Liar's Handshake, you're just going to instant delete something if they melee you. That is going to be crazy, crazy strong. That is one I would recommend. Plus, you also get 10 resilience. That's a very, very strong bot for melee-based builds. Then finally, we have Spark of Brilliance, which gives you 10 intellect, but defeating a blinded target with precision damage creates a blinding explosion. We have another mod already similar to this with Spark of Beacon, so while you're amplified, your arc special weapons create a blinding explosion. I'd imagine it's going to work very similar to this, and if these can stack together, that would be pretty interesting. I don't know how beneficial it'll be, but let's just take a look at it. So I'm going to throw my blinding grenade over there, and we're going to run up, and we're going to try to kill this harpy with precision damage. Come here, look at me. What? He's not looking. And as you see, it did create a blinding thing pretty much the size of the other fragment. So this could be good, but the fact that you have to use like a blinding grenade to do it. All right, so let's swap to a blinding grenade launcher and see if this will also proc it as well. As you see, we do have these enemies blinded will go on, and it does not seem that the actual blinding grenade of a grenade launcher will do it. You actually have to have like an arc based blind to make it work. So I definitely don't think I could recommend using this where you already have them out where special arc weapons blind enemies for you, or just blinding grenades in general. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for the new fragments. The best ones are for sure Spark of Feedback and Spark of Ions. The other two are okay. I think Spark of Brilliance is the cool one for me. Spark of Amplitude is not bad, but these two are your go-tos for, you know, grenade and melee based builds. I would definitely use these, and you can definitely expect to see a lot of builds coming out with these two fragments as well. So be sure to stick around the channel if you want to see that. But if you guys did enjoy, consider subscribing, drop a like, and turn those notifications on. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord or follow me on any of my socials, all of that will be linked in the description as well. But just know watching this video is way more than enough. I hope this helped out, and thank you all so much for watching this one, and have a great day. Peace.